I think a lot of what you talked about, which is kind of like how I always look at things, you need to start with the end in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know you need to do these things, you need to know how do you get to that.
Right.
So, and use someone like Cass to help you negotiate these terms. Um, One of the things I always suggest, and I'll be curious to get your input on this, is that when my clients are buying buildings, that they check with several banks. I don't know, what are your thoughts on that? Because I find that they're all a little different.
Yeah, they're like I said, no banks are the same. Every bank has a different kind of product.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no mortgage term sheet, two mortgage term sheets are going to be the same. But in order to do a fair comparison, you have to be asking the right questions to see what you're really
Sure.
getting.
Yes.
Okay, so one bank you may be really lured in. Oh my God, they're giving me a fixed rate CAS of 1.1% for the next 10 years. Okay, but did you see all this? Are you able to meet these financial covenants that they're also requiring? What about this liquidity test?
Mm-hmm.
Or the other commitment that they have, you're most likely going to get term sheets when you're shopping, because
Mm-hmm.
commitments are a little bit more legal and
Yeah.
most lenders are very low to produce them, especially regional lenders, because there's a lot of effort that goes into them, and they really can't issue a commitment until they get a little deeper into the underwriting. Okay,
Right.
but
Right.
term sheets they should be able to generate. And there could be another term sheet that may have a little bit higher interest, but oh, look, it doesn't have all these reserve requirements, gives a little more flexibility, or maybe the kind of guarantee they're requiring is a little different, right? So you really do have to kind of look at these holistically instead of just looking at one line item and say, oh, I gotta have this. Well, okay, but look at all these other rules. Are you sure you want this? So it's definitely a good idea to shop around. But what I will say is there is an efficiency when you have a good relationship with a good lender who will look out for you. And there's an efficiency when you don't have to negotiate loan documents over and over again with different lenders.
Mm-hmm.
Because then there's kind of like a set pattern in place. So for most of my clients, initially they may have shopped around a little bit, but eventually they'll come down and just, focus on maybe one or two different lenders and just go to them and see what comes back. Because, at the end of the day, you want to trust your lender.